Thank you so much for joining MacPhail's virtual Spotlight Concert International Triptych, A Tale of Three Cities. Today's program is a tribute to beloved composer, pianist, and teacher Gregory Tyson. Greg passed away last year, and we are all deeply saddened by this great loss. Today's piece focuses on his composition for two pianos, A Tale of Three Cities, dedicated to duo harmonia with Pinar Basgoze and Susana Pinto. Each of the three movements focus on a city very closely connected with each artist. Susana comes from Lisbon, Pinar from Istanbul, and of course Minneapolis is Greg's own tribute to his beloved spiritual hometown. As I was working on the Minneapolis segment, I tried to respect Greg's own vision of the city as a bustling, vivacious metropolis, while recognizing the many changes that have affected the city in recent history. I want to thank the very many participants that have contributed around the world to this unique project. It's been deeply meaningful to me personally to produce this tribute, as I have had the honor of working with Greg on a number of different projects over the years. Thanks so much for joining us.
So one thing that struck me about Greg right away is how talented he was pianistically and as a composer, and also how caring, generous with his time, and I felt validated when I would talk with him. He really heard me, and I also appreciated very much his self-assurance and modesty.
What strikes me about him is, like always still, his gentleness, but curiosity. The first time I met him, I was practicing a Turkish piece in one of the studios, and I realized two curious eyes just looking into the room, and I realized somebody was there out there, and he was so curious about the music and the rhythm, and I think that's how that was the first time I met him. And he said that he had never been to Istanbul before in his life, but he listened to the music. He had done some arrangements for one of our voice faculty before, arrangements of Turkish songs. And he mentioned that he was really, really inspired by those pieces and wanted to write something regarding or inspired by Turkish meter, Turkish rhythm, those scale systems.
Right, scales. He was so into knowing all the scales in the world.
Yes.
Right. So we also had a lot of coffee shop meetings to talk about the project, first with Istanbul, then we started having the idea of doing a triptych for also including Lisbon, and then he told me that he had been in Lisbon, which I was very surprised. And he was there 2 years after the revolution of '74, and for him that was very meaningful, and he loved working with all the artists and loved to be in Lisbon.
The reason he added an excerpt from one of the Scarlatti sonatas was that Scarlatti lived in Lisbon for a while, so he wanted to add that into the whole structure.
And he also wanted to pay homage to the revolution, so that's why he included a very traditional, popular song, Grândola Vila Morena by João José Afonso. And he was really wanting to have that at the beginning and at the end And he understood now. He said, well, only now I understood the significance of what happened in Portugal.
One day, his wife, Kiko, and Greg were listening to his other music. And Akiko listened to that Basking in the Mall, which is a piece, I believe Greg originally composed it as an overture to a musical, but it was never pursued as a part of a musical.
And it was piano solo.
It was written for a piano solo, and they were listening to that, and then Akiko said, don't you think this is a great imagery of Minneapolis? I mean, it is, first of all, written to depict how Nicollet Mall would be in your mind. And Gregory got really excited about this idea, shared the idea with us, and we listened to the music and loved it. Think the intro as people going from one spot to the other, very busy, and think of yourselves walking down the mall and hearing maybe a church choir getting ready for Holy Dazzle Parade and singing one of the carols. It's all about the Nicollet Mall,
right.
Busy. You're walking down the Nicollet Mall, basking in the mall. So that turned into the third leg of the triptych. I'm so glad that
yes.
we were able to perform it on March 13th, 2020 for him. We just premiered it in front of him. He came to the concert.
Yes.